Donald Trump is accused, among other things, of pooping his pants during a live event and having everybody rushed out of the room. Now, I want to be careful here. This is not really about bathroom humor. This is about decline, denial, and this kind of growing gap between the image that Trump is selling and what we are seeing in real time. Now, we're going to get to the bowel evacuation a little bit later. I want to start with a couple other moments from different Oval Office events and a new, totally deranged idea from Donald Trump. Trump is asked about the Kennedy Center, which he tried to rename the Trump Kennedy Center. He was asked, do you plan on tearing it down? And what is this going to cost? And Trump...
This case isn't about mockery. It's about credibility under the spotlight. A public image is on trial, weighed against unscripted moments and visible cracks. The question before the court, performance or deterioration?
Says, we are going to be doing renovations. I'm not ripping it down. We're going to use the steel. We're going to use the structure. We're going to use the marble. Take a look at this.
Renovations, you announced you wanted to build a new and spectacular entertainment complex at the Kennedy Center.
Right.
Do you plan on tearing it down, and how much will all of the renovations cost?
Probably around $200 million. And, you know, it's funny, in real estate and building, I've done so much of it, I've done so well with it. You want to sit with something for a little while before you decide on what you want to do. And, you know, we sat with it, we ran it. It's in very bad shape, it's run down, it's dilapidated, it's sort of dangerous. Things fall out of ceilings, you've seen it. And we had some big events there. We had a lot of great events there over the last year, but you can't do any work because people are coming in and out, and you have the workmen. We have a marble man over there the other day. He said, you know, every time I put down a piece of marble, people are stepping on the marble. They don't even have time to dry. And you can't do the same quality job if you close it, and, you know, we're fully financed. And so we're going to close it, and we're going to make it unbelievable, far better than it ever was, and we'll be able to do it properly. I was thinking maybe there's a way of doing it simultaneously, but there really isn't. And we're going to have something that when it opens, it's going to be brand new, beautiful. I'm not ripping it down. I'll be using the steel. So we're using the structure. We're using some of the marble, and some of the marble comes down. But when it's open, it'll be brand new and really beautiful. It'll be at the highest level. We can do a much better job, probably in a way a faster job in terms, you know, because when you do it piecemeal, for instance, they have a play tonight, and you can't do anything. You have to pull out everything, and you can't have stanchions all over the place, and people are walking in to see a play. So we'll be closing it sometime around July 4th. It's like we'll close it on July 4th in order to do something great for America, and then we're going to build it. We have great contractors. We're going to build it, and we'll do it right. We're using the highest grade marbles, the highest grade everything. It'll be brand new.
If you have been following the absolute fiasco that has been the Trump White House ballroom, you probably will be suspicious about this project. And you probably won't believe that Donald Trump is going to be ripping it down, that Donald Trump is not going to be ripping it down and is simply going to be carefully extracting steel and marble. And you will likely believe what we are increasingly convinced of, which is that in Donald Trump's desperation to make an irreversible mark, I would call it a stain, but he would call it a mark, on the United States. He's renaming things in his name. He's trying to acquire territory like Greenland and who knows what else. And he is also trying to change the physical scaffolding of this country. Changing the physical reality of the White House and of the Kennedy Center is a way that Donald Trump is desperately focused on legacy, as his policy legacy is essentially non-existent other than terrible policy. I would be shocked if Trump does any of the things that he says he is going to do, other than what he's not saying, which is, I'm destroying so much shit you wouldn't believe. Another interesting moment, Donald Trump addresses Trevor Noah, who hosted the Grammys, talking about Trump and Epstein. And what you notice here is fascinating. It's less about the substance, but more about this. Trump has an instinct to refer to Jeffrey's Island. Jeffrey's Island, not Epstein's Island, not Jeffrey Epstein's Island, Jeffrey's Island. This is how you talk about someone you have some level of intimacy with, some personal relationship with, despite Trump arguing now for years he barely knows the guy. Take a look at this.
Numerous times, and I don't think they want to see a shutdown in.
Mr. President, are you going to sue Trevor Noah? Last night in a post, you alluded that something could be coming.
Yeah, well, he said that I spent time on Jeffrey Epstein's island. I didn't. I mean, he's a lightweight, this guy. He's a terrible, I think he's terrible. I thought he did a terrible job at the Grammys. I thought the whole Grammys was terrible. I watched part of it. It's not watchable.
So this might sound small. It's not small. People default to first names when there is a familiarity. It's instinctive. It slips out when you're not fully in control of what you're saying. And Donald Trump's instinct was indicative of familiarity and intimacy, instinctively, with Jeffrey Epstein. All right, different Oval Office event. Here's the bowels thing. Listen, I'm going to play a clip here from Decoding Fox News, who has isolated the key moment. I don't know the truth of this, okay? I don't know. There is widespread speculation that Donald Trump, I don't know, soiled himself, lost control of his bowels during a White House event. And I don't want to make this like a funny thing, you know? You are going to hear a noise. I'm trying not to laugh. It's hard not to laugh. This is not funny. Incontinence isn't funny. It's not. But what is funny is the contrast between the Trump that Trump says he is and what we see. There's a woman in green behind Trump, who appears to sort of cover her nose right after it happens, as if something went really wrong. And RFK Jr. also has what I would call a strained look on his face. Here's the video. We'll evaluate.
In a recent Oval Office press conference, people have speculated if President Trump lost control of his bowels. I'm not sure. I don't know. I will just offer this video for anyone who wants to check it out. I've isolated sections that sound suspicious and cranked up the volume, and I've done nothing else besides that.
Anybody else have anything to say? I can say that I am extremely late, but that's okay. Don't worry about me. Okay? Don't worry. Okay? Don't worry. Okay? Don't worry about me. Would anyone else have anything to say?
On addressing that, because chemists are coming up with new opioids faster than the gun. We're going proactive on these new chemicals.
That's great. No, I hear fantastic things. Thank you all very much. We really appreciate it a lot. Thank you, Oz. He's doing a fantastic job. Thank you all very much. I appreciate it. Thank you, please. Thank you.
Thank you, press. Thank you, press. Thank you, guys. Thank you, press. Thank you, press. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. Thank you, press.
I got that video from the official White House YouTube account. I did absolutely nothing to the video except for isolate those sections and up the volume. Feel free to check yourself. You can listen at those moments and make up your own mind.
So listen, this is not supposed to be funny. The story here is the contrast to the supposed healthiest president ever, okay? Put all of it together: physically unstable, verbal slips, diminished vocabulary, confusion, rambling answers, obsession with random details, fixated on grievances, moments when the room reacts, where you can tell something is wrong. It's not funny and edgy. It's the sitting president of the United States visibly deteriorating in front of the cameras. Now, I don't know if it was a code brown, okay? But this is the same guy who spent years mocking others for their health. This is the guy whose allies insisted, and he insisted, he's the healthiest president anyone has ever seen. The same movement that treated basic questions about age and fitness as a conspiracy theory. And reality is intruding. And that's why this really does matter. This isn't just about decline. He's tearing down institutions. He's threatening to take over elections. He's weaponizing the Justice Department. He went after my friend Don Lemon. He's lashing out and demanding loyalty or facing or demanding loyalty unless you want to face punishment. It's a very dangerous combination. And history has shown us that leaders who lose physical and cognitive control become more erratic, paranoid, and aggressive. They double down, they lash out, and they don't delegate, they don't listen, they just act on impulse. And so I don't know that at this point we can separate Trump's personal problem. Some people, anyway, we can't separate what is arguably a personal problem from a political one anymore. And he, at minimum, couldn't stay composed during the press conference. And the press was rushed out of the room, and people acted like they were smelling sulfur, okay? It's the myth of Trump collapsing in real time. He is not the strong man who is dominant and in control. He is struggling and surrounded by people who seem unable or unwilling to say no to him. I got through the segment. You be the judge about what happened. Identity theft and targeted scams often start long before the breach, when bits of your personal life, addresses, emails, relatives, your work history, are scattered around the internet on these data broker sites, and that information is sold or reused. Our sponsor, Incogni, will get that stuff removed for you. Not from just a single type of website. They will work to take down your personal information wherever it shows up online, shrinking the pool of info that bad actors rely on. Incogni automatically handles removals from hundreds of known sites, but their unlimited plan goes even further with custom removals, where if you find your info anywhere, paste the link to Incogni, and they will get to work removing that for you. This matters because a single overlooked listing can be enough for a scammer to impersonate you or even open accounts in your name. Incogni's data removal process is independently verified by Deloitte, which adds a layer of trust. You can get 60% off when you go to incogni.com/Pacman and use the code Pacman. The link is in the description.
This isn't gossip, it's a warning sign. When image collapses faster than institutions, accountability matters. In this courtroom of public judgment, denial doesn't overrule reality.